Hello there, this is Miriam, holistic life coach and mind-body practitioner at PainOutsidetheBox. And in today's video, I'm going to be making you aware of something that might reduce your anxiety levels, your pain levels, and make you feel much better about yourself and about your life in general. I call this the extra BS that we have in society as human beings. So as human beings, we naturally want to fit in our family, in our group of friends, maybe in the system, whatever that system is. And every time that we're afraid that we're not going to fit in, we're going to get rejected, we're not going to make it by other people's standards, we feel this anxiety, we feel this fear of rejection, of disapproval, this feeling that we are not good enough. And what I'd like to make you aware of in this video is that as human beings, we have various standards. Every culture, every organization, every company has its own standards and requirements. And as adults, we tend to take these requirements a little bit too seriously. If we're not able to fit in, we feel that we are different, and because of that we cannot make it in that sphere of life, then we feel that something is wrong with ourselves. I'm just going to start with an example or a couple of examples to make this a little bit clearer to you. Let's say that Jonathan is a really talented graphic designer. He has years of experience and he's aiming to work for the specific organization because he thinks that he will be very happy working for that organization. Now, the thing is, the organization, in order to consider candidates for this position, requires a university degree. And the problem is that Jonathan does not have a university degree in graphic design. He has another university degree in another subject, and he has a diploma in graphic design. So although he feels that on his level of skills, he is more than qualified because of his experience, this organization doesn't even consider his application. It doesn't even read his application because the first thing it looks at are qualifications. And as soon as it doesn't see university degree in graphic design, it just casts his application aside. Now, Jonathan can go on feeling extremely miserable and feeling a lot of pity towards himself, maybe for the mistake he made when he was studying and he didn't choose to graduate in graphic design. Maybe he's also angry at the organization for being so insensitive, for not being so open-minded. He might start to doubt his choices and so on. Or he might decide to look elsewhere, make the best of his skills, maybe start his own business or find a more open-minded company organization to work for. The thing is, as adults, we tend to have a choice in this regard. You can choose not to fall victims to other people's standards or requirements if these do not really apply to us, right? Another example could be that someone has decided to get married in a certain way that isn't what their family expect of him or her. So maybe their family wants him to get married in church, have a traditional wedding and so on, and this person together with his partner have decided to do it differently. Sometimes, even when we make a willing choice to do something that is different to what our family or what our friends expect of us, we still feel this anxiety inside, this insecurity because of the fact that we are doing it differently. We still wonder what other people might think of us, and we still feel their disapproval. And it weighs very heavy on us when we feel that, other people are disapproving of us. They don't consider us to be like equal to them. So I just wanted to give this example just to let you know that even if you have been bold enough to do something different in your life, this could still leave you feeling a little bit insecure or inadequate unless you really get in touch with those feelings and really step into your authenticity and be more firm about your choices or more confident about the choices you've made. The thing is, we have to remember that every standard, every rule, and there are thousands of rules which are different, right? From country to country, from family to family. Every one of these rules or standards or requirements is ultimately man-made, right? However, as human beings, we tend to consider it as like a gold standard. We tend to think that unless we really fit in, then there's something maybe wrong with us, right? And this comes obviously from childhood, because in childhood we are taught that, this is the right thing, this is the thing that's looked down upon. We are taught to seek other people's approval. Our parents compare grades with those of other kids. We compare our own grades with those of other kids. We feel really insecure if the teacher does not agree with us or rejects us. And so we grow up believing that there's, a right way, a right or good career for us, a right way of life, and a wrong way that is, looked down upon, that is not ideal, that's only for losers, right? And this unfortunately goes on in our adult life. We compare ourselves, we compare our wealth, we compare our positions to those of our friends. If we think that someone else has a better position than ours, or a better house, or a nicer car, we start to get FOMO, and we start to think that, maybe we should have done better. And in individuals who are already a little bit vulnerable, who may have had certain negative experiences in the past, and for some reason or another they weren't maybe able to achieve all of their goals in the past, this can make them very, very dissatisfied with themselves, and can lead to very low self-esteem, which in turn affects the body. Besides that, then we also have these thoughts going on of, I wonder what those other people think of me. I wonder what my parents, what my kids will think of me for not being, like this person or like that person, even though we had the same, let's say, educational background. We start thinking like, how come this person is, is doing this amazing job, and we studied the same things, and I'm here like messing with my life. It feels so unpredictable. My future is so uncertain. How did I end up in this position? And I just wanted to make this video in particular for those who feel this way. Just to let you know that no matter what gold standards you have in your mind, these are a form of belief you've adopted. You've adopted the belief that you're either going to comply and fit in to that gold standard, or else you're a failure, or else you haven't made it. And this prevents you actually from doing your best in the present. It prevents you from capitalizing on your skills, improving your skills, applying for something that fits your personality or your skills way better. It might prevent you from seeking out different kinds of friends with whom you will be a better match. You will be better aligned. Instead, it will keep you stuck to those people who you think you should be matching up to, and feeling extremely insecure whenever you're around them, right? So you might ask, but what does this have to do with chronic pain or symptoms? And I'm here to tell you that it's got everything to do with chronic pain or symptoms. For a lot of people have pain or symptoms because they're feeling extremely dissatisfied with life, but also deep down with themselves, with the fact that they haven't managed, that they're not maybe strong enough, they haven't been resilient enough, they haven't been, ambitious enough. And this is often not true, right? People with mind-body symptoms typically have very good intentions. They typically work hard. It's just that sometimes, situations may prevent them from achieving their best potential, right? Up until this day. But we can always take a decision today to change things. We can always take a decision to do our best with what we have, and most importantly, to stop buying into this BS, into these rules that we don't really need, into wanting to match with those standards that are just human-made, right? They're man-made. We don't really have to comply, right? This isn't about deciding whether or not to commit a crime, by the way. For as long as we don't hurt others, of course, we can always make our own choices. And sometimes we forget that we can make our own choices because maybe as kids we didn't have the choice. Maybe as a kid, if you didn't get accepted into your school's basketball team, that was it. Then you didn't play basketball because your parents didn't have the means or the time to take you to join another team somewhere else, right? So as kids, we are a little bit more limited with choices, right? It's either we make it for, on that team, or we get accepted to participate in that play, or nothing. And this creates a feeling of missing out. This creates a feeling that we are failures, that we're either gonna get what we are aiming for, or else it's a huge disappointment. And it is. And this is actually one of the reasons why I personally don't coach kids with mind-body symptoms, because I know that they are more trapped in their lives than adults. They don't have the capacity or the ability to make certain choices or certain changes. But what I'd like to remind you of today is that you are no longer a kid. You are no longer limited by your family's beliefs. You are no longer limited by your own beliefs, those beliefs you have adopted from your family, from your school, maybe from your religion. You now have a choice. You can now tune in to how you really feel, to what you really value, and pursue those priorities, those needs of yours that you feel are most important to you. And you don't need to wait for anyone else to accept you or approve of you in order to do this. There are probably ways in which you can get out there, live your life, make use of your skills, do your best anyway, without having to seek the approval of a specific person or a specific organization. And that's ultimately how we can think outside the box to improve our well-being, right? As you take these empowering decisions for yourself, your body can release so much tension that you've been unknowingly holding on to, because all of these things, they weigh us down. They create so much tension in the body that for a lot of people results in chronic pain, especially in the back and the neck and the legs, or wherever. So no matter what else you're doing for your chronic pain, whether you're seeking pain relief, having medication, having other somatic treatments, unless you get aware of all the BS you're buying into, all those disempowering beliefs, okay? All of the things that are weighing you down, that are not yours, that are imposed on you, they have been imposed on you. Unless you're aware of these and you change your relationship to these, it can be very, very difficult to let go of that tension in the body and to permanently heal from chronic pain or symptoms. So I just wanted to share that perspective with you today because I believe it's extremely important and it's largely overlooked. Let me know what you think, and please subscribe to my channel if you find this information useful. That's all from me for today, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.